Hello everyone and welcome to another Thursday. I'm Imphenzia, also known as Stefan Persson. I said it the wrong way around. Never mind, it still worked, I think. And I used to do my 10-minute modeling challenge and I missed that a little bit. And I think a few of you might be doing that too. So one day I might go back for episode 101. I need to practice a little bit as well. I'm losing my speed skills here, so I should challenge myself again a few times at least. But back in the day when I did do my 10-minute modeling challenge, I also had a Discord server, which I still do. I just nearly forgot it because I'm not there so often. But in my own defense, I did say actually, if I launch a Discord server, I probably won't be able to spend much time there. And that was true for the first part. And then about 2 months ago, I even dropped off the radar even more because it's been super hectic now with our Line War game. That's actually in Steamfest at the moment. So you can play the demo of Line War for free if you haven't heard that already. Through this week and until the 27th or even 28th, depending on where you live, you can play Line War for free. So go to the link in the description, download it, try it out. It's our pride and joy of a game that we've been spending a lot of time creating, and we're heading to early access with that one. And I got sidetracked now anyway, so I've been spending a lot of time doing that. And also earlier in the week, I was in a podcast by Game Dev TV. So Rick Davison, I hope you said... It's the simplest name to say, and I hope I got it right. So Rick Davison invited me, and he contacted me a few months ago, actually. And as usual, when people try to contact me, I miss most attempts of those, so apologies. But I did actually spot that in the end, and I contacted him back, and I was invited to speak a little bit on their podcast, on the GameDev.tv podcast. So I met up with him, with Rick and Tim Ruswick, who's also a YouTuber. He does game development YouTube videos. And watchers on my channel probably know who Grant Abbott is. He's done a few courses for Game Dev TV. I haven't spoke to him yet, but he's in that same group of people. So it was fun. I had a really good time. And I spoke a lot about the whole development journey of Line War in that podcast. So check out their archive. I don't think they've actually uploaded the recorded version of that podcast yet, but I'm actually looking forward and hoping that they'll upload that one so everyone can listen to it. And with GameDev.tv, I'm hoping actually I could offer everyone here, viewers, a discount soon as well, because I was hoping to package some game dev videos, especially for Unreal Engine 5. I think they're launching a course on that very soon. And if I can bundle that with a starter course for Unity and also Blender development, a Blender modeling video, maybe I can get a good deal for you guys. So keep on lookout for that in a coming video. I'm going to try to get you guys a good discount going for that. So in the Imphenzia Discord server, we've got a great community. A lot of modelers and game developers are hanging out there. And luckily enough, I've got some really cool admins that are helping to keep the fort while I'm away on my missions, crusading the world, trying to make my own indie game and things like that. So thank you very much to my Imphenzia Discord admins. I couldn't do it without you. In fact, that whole server would be a disaster if you weren't around to help me out. So I'm very, very thankful. And especially at the moment, we've got Arvid and AlexRak2 who are organizing a weekly modeling challenge, believe it or not. So if you haven't heard about that one, make sure that you head over to the Imphenzia Discord server. Link is in the description. I'm recording. Luckily. Link in the description. And there's a few channels that are specifically dedicated to this weekly modeling challenge. And if you've been with me for a while, last year I did a monthly modeling challenge and I only successfully managed to complete one. But unfortunately, I was not able to complete and keep that up. Big, massive crash and burn on my part, so apologies for that. So I'm really happy to hand over the torch now to Arvid and AlexRak2 to organize the continued modeling challenges here, and even a weekly one. That's I'm impressed by that effort. So a huge thumbs up. And this video, I'm actually going to review a lot of the entries now. So every week there's going to be a new theme, and they're up to week 8 now. And currently for week 8, it's being game controllers that are being modeled. And I'm going to be reviewing week 3 to week 7, and the week 3 was guns. And just to make things a little bit complicated, because this is how Arvid told me how this thing worked. So if I'm confusing things, I'll put all the blame on Arvid, because this is exactly how he told me. But once a month or so, there's going to be one weekly challenge that sticks out a little bit more than the others, and the winner of that one is going to have their submission turn into an icon on the Discord server. So that's going to be the prestigious win. If you become a winner, that's what's going to happen. Your is going to turn into an icon. Woohoo! Like yourself, probably. So week 3 is one of those, and week 8 with the game controller is going to be one of those too. But since week 8 isn't finished yet, I'm only going to do week 3 and then pick a winner there, and then I'm going to go through the other weeks as well and just fly through them and skim through and give a few comments anyway. So I don't know if we'll keep to this format where I pick the winner. It feels a bit like a dictator doing that. So, but let's do it for this one and see where we end up. I'm going to feel guilty because not picking everyone as winners, of course, but everyone who submits and participates in this thing is, of course, a winner. So, because you're gonna win yourself a lot of experience and learn a lot of stuff and have fun along the way. With that said, let's start to look into the submissions, shall we? Oh, I'm excited. I haven't actually looked at any of them yet, so let's get started. So I'm gonna bring up, I've cloned the Git repo because it was so nicely organized. Thank you very much, Arvid. I really appreciate it. And I've downloaded here, so we've got, check this out. It's so neatly done. So I cloned this, everything just appeared on my hard drive, which is a little bit overloaded at the moment, but I'm gonna fix that. And we've got week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not gonna touch week 8 here because I've been told that that's not finished yet, so I shouldn't really pick a winner. So you can still participate in the game controller one. So I'm actually tempted to do like a joystick thing myself. That'd be fun. So we got the submissions here, and I'm actually gonna pick a winner without looking who created it. So I just came up with an idea that in the search field here in the week 3 folder, I'm gonna write here. So star.png or JPEGs, JPG, or could it be like this as well, or JPEG? There we go. So I'm gonna double click. Hopefully this should be all of them. I hope I'm not missing one. How many? 20 items it should be in the end. So I'm gonna double click on the first one now, and I'm gonna check it out. And then I'm going to comment everyone, and then I'll go back and pick a winner. How about that? Let's have a look. Ooh, this is cool. It's like an old school, but futuristic. It's a steampunk gun. I just checked on the name now. I don't know who created this one. I like it a lot. I like the low poly style, of course. And I also like brings me, I think I saw something similar in, I was going to say Fortnite, but I probably didn't. That was more of a pirate gun with some futuristic stuff. So I like this one. Let's see what I like. I like the stock. I like this whole, of course, I like the low poly look. And, oh, check this out. I've got this application. No, that doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? There, check this out. I can circle stuff. Woo! All right. So what I like this stock here. I like these piston type of things here. I'm sure this builds up pressure, and I would have liked some emission on this probably. That would have been cool for the render. So if it's gonna be steampunk, maybe some glow there would have been cool. Also for these, I would have liked to see that all over the place. But I like this shell thing that's going on here as well, and the scope is cool. And overall, good job, like it. So it's going to be interesting to see who this one was created by. Like it. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we've got, let's see, should I have this one? So here we got, it looks like a Luger. Is there a pistol called Luger? Oh, yeah. The file name, Luger. So I recognized a pistol or a handgun. That's pretty, I'm impressed by myself now. So this is slightly more polygons. So I don't know if I'm guessing it might have been modeled after a pretty good reference, because I wouldn't be surprised if everything is the correct size and everything in the scale. I like the look of it, maybe a little bit flat here, but maybe that's the way it looked. It looks like it could have been a little bit sharp. Since we've got some polygons bending over here, maybe some beveling on this edge could, so you wouldn't hurt your hand too much. But I like it. I like it a lot. I like the level of detail. And here I think there's an issue as well. If I should be critiquing this thing, I think there might be maybe a long diagonal polygon that got a little bit slanted there. So I should probably look at these in 3D instead of just looking at an image. What do you think? Should I load it up instead? But maybe if the gun looks like that, maybe I'm mistaken. But still, good effort. I like it. Well done. So let's go to the next one. And here we've got a Winchester Rifle, I think, and a Revolver. Let's call it. It's Jen. Oh, you got your name in there, Jen Abbott. Now I know who created this one. So I'm gonna try to rate these without knowing who they are. Some of the ones are usual suspects from my channel. So, but I like the Winchester, and I like this. I'm guessing this is I don't know which type. Is a Colt maybe? That's the only revolver name I know. I think Smith & Wesson. Do they do the rifle? Anyway, I should comment more on the work, of course, instead of the weapons themselves. I really like this one. Really cool detail on the stock of the rifle. Cool with everything in the front here. Even this, what do you call that thing? What do they call that? Lever? Winchester. Lever action. I think that's what it is. Or is this a lever? No, that's a bolt action. That was always this one was always my favorite when I used to watch cowboy movies from back in the day. Especially when you, like, either you just load it like that, but also when you do a one-handed thing. I don't know. And the revolver anyway. So I'm getting carried away now with speaking about the actual rifles here. It's not low poly, but it's not high poly, so I guess it's medium poly, because the barrels, usually when I do low poly weapons, I'd make them a lot rounder, but this is not a low poly challenge. So I appreciate the fact that these are actually just modeling challenges. I should make sure it's not a low poly modeling challenge. So I'd say that this is good for implementation in a game. It's not overly much polygons, and it looks really good. So appreciate the work that went into this one. I like both weapons, both the rifle and and the Revolver, so good job. Let's check out the next one. Ooh, I like this one. I like the idea of it. It looks like a Gatling gun on a cannon base, an old school cannon base. I think that this magazine is going to run out fairly quickly. I think it would just go... it might go like that, I think. And then you'd have to reload this thing. So you'd have to have someone with massively fast hands swapping out this one, unless you just feed it straight in. I'd probably open up the bottom of this thing and just feed it with a big long strip of that'll smoke like crazy, I think. I actually like the low poly look of this a lot, because I'm a low poly guy, as you know. I like the fact that the wheels aren't super round. So it's obviously it's not like an automated one. It's one that you hand crank, of course. So maybe that magazine wouldn't go, it go something like that. I like it a lot. So good job on this one. I like it. Cool idea. Low poly, of course. Like it. Who's calling me now? My daughter. I'll have to pick this one up. Hej gumman. Jag sitter och rekordar en video precis. Okej, ta det försiktigt över vägen då. All right, let's go to the next one. Ooh, I like this one. It's a Uzi. U-Z-I, I'm pretty sure. Israeli, isn't it? Like the cool, I don't see the bottom, but I guess that just sticks down like a magazine thing. Very good level of detail. I like the hard surface modeling. I'm guessing, me being a low poly guy, of course, if I'm going to comment on anything, this is super high detail for me. Like, just look at the amount of polygons on this. I nearly get scared. But with that said, it's not a low poly modeling challenge, so I like it a lot. It's very, very good level of detail here. It looks very unused. Maybe it could have done with some scratches on to show some wear, or maybe this is just brand new, straight out of the factory. And of course, maybe a nice twist here as well with 666 on the serial number. And what do we else got? Ingram. I said Uzi, but I think, or is that a different Ingram Micro? I'm thinking, is that a game or something? I don't know. Military Armament Corporation. Oh, so it's not an Uzi. It's but it's a hand. What do they call these? An Ingram. Anyway, how many 9 millimeters? That one will go. I'm sure. So, good work on this one. I like it a lot. Of course, it looks quite realistic. Maybe some slight wear since you've gone into all the detail would have been cool, but good effort. Like it. Let's move on. Okay, I have no idea just yet what this is. I have to process this. I have to... Is it... So, it's a mirror floor, so I'm not meant to look at what's below here, probably. That's a mirror image. I'm starting to process this now. Here is... you hold this somewhere. Here's one hand, and the other hand goes here, I'm pretty sure. So, it's obviously a sci-fi rifle. I don't know why there's a DJ table right here with a pickup arm. Oh, of course. Now I know. This is a very cool idea. I'm liking it more and more now. So obviously this, I was going to say it wasn't a pickup arm and a DJ, but I'm pretty sure that it is exactly that. So obviously you stick this on and then you press play and you blast it. It probably turns up to 11 on each of these knobs and it sends sound waves. Check this out. It's even got protective bars so this whole element doesn't just fly out and kill them just with the element itself. So you just want to send the shock waves. This is for protective measures. The tweeters won't really fly that way, I don't think. Really cool. I probably would have liked some more emission. I think there's a slight emission going here. I like it. I like that the fact there are sliders here. Very creative. I like the idea of this one a lot. And it makes me want to pick it up and just shoot it somewhere. It's got a blend of low poly but highly rounded details here as well. So very cool. I want to see this one getting fired. Good job. Dubstep gun. Good work. Creative, in fact. Here one, I'm not going to go by the file name of this one because it's 37B770427074587. If that's some sort of a description or code, I don't know what it is. But let's check it out. How do you hold this thing? Low poly, first of all, like it. Bonus in my books, of course. So you got a handle and then you've got a second handle. And the top part, it's nearly feeling like you'd hold a machine gun. So let's say you'd hold it like this, and then you grab it like that, just for support, I'm guessing. And then you'd shoot some cool stuff. Here's some cooling things. I usually put these type of things on my weapons as well, like these, just to add some details to them. You got some stuff going on here. Low poly, I like it. Quite creative, a simple look, so well done. Like it. Let's check out the next one. Here we go. We've got a pistol with two O's. And this one, yeah, very low poly, but it's got some bevels on it. I think it's meant to be a bit gold, but it's a little bit more yellow maybe than real gold would have been, possibly. And also the handle looks like it would hurt a little bit to hold. But creative idea, I think it's a mix maybe between some steampunk and some sort of sci-fi thing. It's an imaginary thing. And we've got what I do like is that you went to the effort to put some scratches on it. And I'm not sure with low poly combined with a high poly texture. So maybe that could be, I don't know, maybe you go for one or the other. Either high poly with wear and tear or low poly with without it. Not 100% sure, but still good effort. I like the fact that you got some details there. Maybe I should have rotated this one so I could see a little bit of an aggressive angle. The caliber of this thing, what does this fire? I'd be very interested to see. Maybe I'll just look into it and go, pull the trigger. No. But good job. Ooh, okay. Gun.png. This one probably is the one that's impressed me game dev visually stuff so far. It's ticking 2 boxes for me. Low poly, because I can see that it's at least the right one here is a low poly, and this one I think has been used to bake high quality texture from it. With curvature and so forth. So I think whoever created this one, Stylized Dwarf Gun, has got quite a good experience in terms of modeling and putting the detailed mesh here. And not to speak about even the texturing here is super cool. And I see that even in the high poly version here, you've got these type of things. So I'm pretty sure that this has been baked maybe with whatever it used to be called. I think it's still called Substance Painter and Substance Designer and stuff. Or is it done fully in Blender? I don't know. It could be done in both, of course. Very cool looking texture here as well. I really like. So you've gone through the trouble of UV mapping this thing and getting it all sorted. So this is a really, really good job. I'd say this one is impressing me a lot. This type of artifact I've seen a little bit, and I'm not sure what the best way to get a little bit into the detail here. But when you do the UV unwrapping and you get these folds here, and I think it's quite tricky, but make sure that you set enough bleeding on the material so that it's expanding past the UV maps. You probably have done that for this one, because I know that can happen even when that's the case. But extremely well done. I really like this one. It's it could fit in any game in my book. So very, very cool. And also the gun design itself. I like the cool retro, like over the top old sight. I like the musket type of flared thing. This one, the knife blade or the bayonet thing, obviously super cool. And I like this little detail that you got. I like everything about this gun. I like the wood look and I like the metal look. So very good. Impressed. Ooh, sci-fi with emission, which I like for the sci-fi gun. So I like the design of this one. I don't know. I think is this shooting right now? Is that what these are? Maybe it's actually shooting through a few of the barrels. Or pretty cool, innovative design look. These brings me a little bit into the hybrid of sci-fi and steampunk. These cog wheels. I'm not sure what this one obviously spins and this one, but I don't know what reason. And how do you hold this thing? If that spins, I'd be quite terrified to injure myself in the process. But I like the sci-fi look of it. It's got these little details as well on the side, and again, not low poly, but I know that's not the intention. I should shut up about that and not say that all the time, or be quiet about it. I'm not sure what these spikes do either. Maybe you could melee thing where you should push this thing in case you run out of energy or something. But cool, like it. Good job. Good effort. Ooh, this is nearly like a cartoon shaded, but with some texturing. So we've got MBQ Gun 35. Don't know what that means either. Very different rendering. I don't have any experience with this type of rendering where you basically combine line rendering with a texture map. This is obviously a normal map with some bump stuff, and even here there's some texture. So I haven't seen this. It's a cool hybrid between the two worlds of cell shading and textured shading. So cool. I like it. Again, a cool blend between low poly, but this one has obviously got a lot of polygons, and this one down here by the trigger as well. So I'm impressed by the look of this one. Cool. Good idea, good creativity, and good job. Next one. Ooh. And Slangbella in Swedish. And I think they're called, what are they called in English? Slangbella. Called unknown.png. I have to think of the name now. Slingshot? The first thing that comes up is Slangbella Engelska. So yeah, Slingshot. So I thought of it myself. Credit to me for coming up with it before Google did. So I'm faster than Google apparently. So Slingshot, low poly, two things that I like. I used to build these myself when I was a kid and shoot weird stuff. Mostly like little pieces of fruit. I think it was like krusbär or something I used to shoot with it. Not to injure anyone. Don't do that, by the way. So low poly stuff, but high poly on the string. I like the design. It's cavity rendering on. Let's go to the next thing. Ooh, okay. So here we go. We've got a hybrid. It's a massive scope on a pistol-looking thing, handgun. It's called a Handblaster, so I picked that up right from the name. Not low poly, it's high poly, perfectly fine, and I like the level of detail. A lot of mechanical work here, and it looks like I'm guessing this is a fantasy gun, but it seems like a lot of this stuff makes sense for some reason. It feels like there's been some thought about what these dials and different things do. This is some sort of an adjustment I'm pretty sure about. This is something too. I know what that thing does. Pull the trigger and make it go. And here's some cooling things, sniper scope, and I can see that there's some environment, some HDRI reflections going. So overall, good job on the level of detail. I like it. So thumbs up on that one too. This is a high poly one. So we've got Henry Rifle compiled. Okay. So this is showing off a lot of stuff in the same picture here. Let's have a look. Let's analyze it. Let's process it. I really like that. I mean, in terms of modeling and rendering and texturing, top notch. I'd say that it's really, really good. It's an 1889. I remember that. Not the date. I'm not that old, but I remember seeing that on rifles. Not that I've ever had a rifle. And I see that there's cafe here as well. Coffee in Swedish. I'm pretty sure it didn't say that on the original one, but some creative Cafe BL. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's probably the guy who created it. So I like the design a lot, and I like the level of detail, and it's really, really well done. I'd say I can't fault it anywhere as far as I can see. I like the fact that you've compiled the render here as well, so you can see all these details here. Even the leather here, the bullets, everything really, really good. I thought the bullets were larger for a weapon like this, but maybe they weren't. They have to fit in here, I guess. What caliber is that? I don't know. I'm very inexperienced when it comes to weapon. I have no idea about it. So anyway, I like the gold here. Oh, well, the brass, I guess it is, not gold. That would have been expensive. I like the wear on it. I like these imprints that you got, the carvings in this. Leather looks really good. Wood looks amazing. The wear and the patina, I think it's called, of this. So top notch. Really, really good. I'm very impressed by this one. Very impressed. Good job. Not low poly, so minus 0.003 there, but good. If you can make it look like this, but low poly, then. Let's go for the next one. Oh, here we go. Speaking of low poly. So I like this weapon because it's low poly. This is probably, I'd say, where my limit of low poly look goes. So I've got some beveling here, which is cool. I like the design of it. I'm guessing it's been modeled from correct dimension. It looks pretty authentic in terms of the shape and how long things are and how big. I like the trigger area here, the pistol, I don't know. I've got no idea what these are called, but I like it. So good job on that gun there. All right, let's go for the next one. Here's some sort of a sci-fi thing as well. We've got handle and a lot of polygons here and some texturing. So some creative work going on here. We've got a handle that you hold. I don't know, do you sit on this thing? Do you fly this thing? It looks like nearly like, imagine that this is a seat. You sit on here, you dangle your legs down, and you hold on for dear life on this one, and probably if there's another one on that side maybe, and then just fly and shoot it at the same time. Or maybe it's a lot smaller and I'm misreading this whole thing, but in my mind, that's what I would have done with it. So here's some sort of a scope as well. I don't know why you need to ventilate the scope. Maybe there's like some magnification here times 3 billion that requires cooling. Don't know. I think that the texture looks a little bit pasted in somehow. Like it, maybe it's because it doesn't shadow it enough. I'm not sure why. Something looks a little bit like you could have done with a little bit more like indentation or shading here as well. It seems to be like showing through a little bit too much maybe. But overall, I like the design. I like the fact that you tilted the front, makes it a little bit more interesting too, and the reflections look good and the shadowing, so good job. Okay, our first stringed weapon here. It's a bowed weapon, a ranged bow here. I don't know if this sticks to the theme of guns. It's a weapon, but not a gun, I guess, unless you shoot bullets with this. What's the definition of a gun? I don't know. It makes me think about, what's that game called? Not World of Warcraft, the first Warcraft for some reason, where you had the orcs or something, because maybe it's the green that brings me into that one. But I like the fact that you've applied some subdivision on it to make these things spike a little bit more, and it looks like you've done it here. I like the design of the handle layers too. Don't know where you would put the arrow necessarily. I guess you could rest it on there and shoot it. And is this a vine or something? What's that string made of? Hopefully it's not snot. Like Shrek snot or something. That'd be weird. But good job on the bow. I like it. It's got like a hybrid between high poly and low poly, and you've got the cavity shading there, which I like. Here we've got a true retro type of looking weapon. It's called EWJ gun. Don't know what that means. Maybe that's the author or maker as well. So for some reason, I think I never watched the retro sci-fis very much, but I think this is always what they used to look like. Big, exaggerated top and like a little dial here that I'm guessing is like a Tesla coil nearly, that just gathers energy for some reason from this and just beams it on. And a little trigger there. High poly, it's been subdivided by the looks of it a lot. And a little cute retro thing. I'm not sure why it's reflecting green here. I'm guessing that it's an HDRI or something with the green grass around it. It looks a little bit, with the render at least, it looks a bit out of place because it's got nothing green underneath it. So good job on the retro gun. Okay, okay. Here's some as well, some sci-fi looking retro things. It's nearly like steampunk, but not maybe. called a Revolver on the file name. There's a few things I like about this one a lot. I like the shape of it and the creativity, that it's got some cool stuff going on. And for some reason, I drew my eyes to the trigger and this area here, because I think these gray shades here and the beveled edges and the rounded corners here, I don't know why, I like it a lot. It nearly looks like some handcrafted pieces that were like, or sci-fi material. I can't really define it. Same thing going on here, but this part, especially with the reflection, drew my attention to it. I like the wood look as well. There's a slight, something is telling me that the way the wood blends with the metal here could have been slightly different. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Maybe it's because this wood edge is too sharp and this is very sharp. And it now sounds like I don't like it, but I do like it. It's just, if I can help with anything, I was thinking that that's something maybe I would have done slightly different, not to make these very sharp corners when everything else is neatly rounded like everywhere else. I like the sights here, seem to be able to match out, seems quite realistic. And I like the wear on it as well. Good job, like it. Nice on the rendering too. I like this shaded look here at the bottom where it just you got a lot of roughness on this base here. Like I like the way that looks. Okay, here we got sci-fi looking rifles. I like this one too. Let's see, I like the emission stuff because I tend to like that on future looking weapons. 85% low poly apart from this round handle here too. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening right here. So it's a clip, and a clip. These are pieces of some sort laying. So it's laying like a rifle. Is this a silencer? Yeah, that's a silencer. But overall, this would fit good in most low poly style looking games. So I'd pick that one up and just chill. It makes me think of, what's it called? It's a Roblox game called that I played, not Avalanche. What's it called? I have to Google it. Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know why I think of Arsenal. Cool job. I like the design of it. I don't know if is this based on a real model but hybridized into something custom, or is it a fully custom design? I'm not sure. It looks like the proportions would be good. I always look around the handle area here to make sure that it makes sense, and it looks like you can grip it. You got the second hand here for support, the clips work, and the level of detail here on these things, pretty good, like balance there for low poly stuff. So good job. So now I'm gonna have to pick a winner. How's that gonna work? But I do think there are two that, since this is not a low poly modeling challenge, but I think this one is one candidate of there's so much work has gone into this one, and the level of detail, rendering and everything, so that's a candidate. I like all of them. This one is really good for other reasons. It's very stylized, and I like yeah, creative stuff. I like, yeah. Okay, so for me, it's gonna be between this one, the stylized dwarf gun, and this one. How am I gonna pick between these two then? Ultra realism and very well done. Contra, a very stylized in-game weapon. Totally different things. It's like comparing two different type of weapons, which I am. So I'm gonna pick a winner now, and the winner is going to turn into an emoji, an icon in the Discord server. And for that reason, since that's the ultimate goal of the winning thing, I'm sure it could be used for many things, like implementing in games. But I'd say that this one would win to make it into the icon. But I would also say that I'm super impressed by this one. So I'd like to share the winners between those two, but the one that would be turned into an emoticon is this one, because it suits it probably compile into a small icon. So this one is winning on that premise, and this one is winning in my mind because it's got such amazing level of detail and good job. So those are the two one. You can interpret that in any way, which one you want. But anyway, thanks a lot to everyone who modeled. A really good effort. So that's gonna be it for this week. A big thumbs up for everyone who submitted their artwork, and really good job. Keep up the modeling. I think this is a very good thing to do every week. Challenge yourself with and stick to the theme for some inspiration. And I also want to give a big thumbs up and thank you to Arvid and AlexRak2, who's been organizing this thing. Keep it up. And Arvid was a little bit concerned because he felt like he wanted to do a lot more submissions. So I encourage everyone to dive into the Discord server through the link in the description and check out the theme and do your modeling thing. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what you guys come up with. And I'll try to do maybe once a month or so. I'll review them and pick the winners for the emojicon contesty thing. It's going to be fun. If you do submit, make sure that you follow the rules that are stipulated in the challenge, because it's very important if you use external textures or if you have texture maps and so, bake it into or include that into the blend file. There's through the file menu there, you can make sure that you include all the external content there, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of hard work for the likes of Arvid and Alex to compile these things and make sure that they render okay. Make sure that you read the description on the submission instructions there so you get it right, because that'll make their lives a lot easier. So with that said, until next Thursday, have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.